Well, g'day tubes, how's she hanging? Pretty good here. Hopefully you guys are doing alright with this stupid COVID-19 virus that everybody seems to be getting and passing around. Wow, I have never lived through anything like this before. Hopefully I do live through it. A lot of people have died from it though. Holy cow, I can't believe that, you know, like today's day and age. Really? I know it's a new strain, but boy, you wouldn't think it'd be taking them very long to get an antidote for it. Or whatchamacallit for it to counteract it. But holy cow, what a thing. So hopefully you guys are doing all right. We're so far good here, although I woke up Saturday morning with kind of that feeling, you know, if you go down a big hill in a car and your ears get kind of like they feel like they need to readjust or something. I had that feeling in my right ear over here, and it was off and on Saturday. Sunday it was like, oh, it's all day. It was like, again, what the heck, you know? And if you do that and try to pop your ears, which you're probably not supposed to do, adjust the pressure. Sometimes you gotta do that if you go down a hill to relieve the pressure. It didn't seem to do anything, so it actually squeaked. It was weird. Try that and you hear on this side, weird. And then Monday was really bad, so I went to the drugstore, braved it, and went to the drugstore and got some ear drops, antibiotic ear drops off the shelf, and it seems better now, but it's still weird. But anyways, I don't think it's COVID-19 because that's not one of the symptoms, is a blocked up ear or an ear infection. And all my entire life I've never ever had that problem, which makes me think, what's going on here? And I should have gone to the doctor, but what a bad time to try to get to the doctor, right? So I didn't do that, but I think I'm all right now. But no fever, no sore throat, no cough, other than when I came out here, but I just ate lunch, so got stuff stuck in my throat still, maybe. Should have had a drink, I guess. But anyways, enough of that crap. Hopefully you guys are good, though. And, oh boy, whew, take her easy, man. And do the social distancing, just stay home. Like, I still got people coming out here to visit in the cemetery, and that's probably not bad, but you know what? Just stay home. Stay home. Stay home. Easy. 2 words. Stay the frig home. I know, that's 3, but stay the frig home. Grandma's gonna be here in 2 months. Don't worry about Grandma, okay? She'll be here still. But anyways, today I want to do some work on the tractor here. Maybe gotta tighten those back in. Maybe, very, very big maybe, see if we can get it to start, but I probably won't do that off the starter because I gotta change all that too, and that's more of a pain in the rear end. But I got the other crank handle, I just have to heat her up and bend her for this. That should be all right for that, but we got a lot of work, pardon me, a lot of work to do here. And I just basically want to see if I can get her to start today. This whole entire thing needs to be rewired though. I don't feel comfortable with that wiring. So once we get her running and I can get it off the trailer here, I'll clear a spot in here, move my ATV and a couple other things, the mower and stuff. I'll probably have to find another home for it. And I'll have a room in there to put this thing. So it'd be nice to get her inside, but oh man, look at the leaking oil all over the place. Holy cow, I know there's a valve cover right here. That's where the valves are. Kind of buried under the intake. It's probably needing a new gasket under it. We'll get to that one eventually, and then we'll have to probably take the intake off and the carburetor and all that stuff off again, but we just need to get her running to get her off. Now, I've got new cables, pardon me, new cables, but this time in our life, I couldn't get the proper gauge. So I got new cables, and let's take you in and show you those. We need to sand off this surface here. And there's a bit of junk under there, so we need to sand that off for the carburetor to mount to. And then I'm going to use some of that good sealing stuff, as well as the gasket. But yeah, these cables are... They're not that same gauge, but it's such a short run, and these things traditionally start like that. It's not going to be an issue. It won't be a problem at all. I don't even know what gauge these ones are. I guarantee you they're probably not originals anyways, but let's grab the new ones here and show you the difference. One of them I'm going to have to modify. Oh man, what a mess. Getting a mess in here. Dylan's leaving his helmets all over the place. What's up with that, bud? Leave that up there for now. Bill's leaving all his tools all over the place. What's up with that, bud? We're going to need that. I'll leave it for there for now. So these are the new cables, and these are a 4 gauge. I think originally they were a 2 gauge from what I was reading. But I mean, like I said, it's such a short run. I'm not even going to worry about it. So one of these, oh, I hope I got enough. So I got new ends too, because I'm going to have to cut one end off of like one of these. And we'll have to get them all stretched out. I'm probably not going to do this today though. But let's go have a look at the difference in the size. I was thinking of getting another set of good booster cables and using that cable for it. But gosh, they're so bloody expensive. So you know, that's a 4 gauge, so that's got to be a 2 there originally. So it is a lot smaller, but like I'm saying, for what I was reading on the internet, this is perfect for that because of the run. If you're running it longer, you'd need to go to a bigger gauge, but someone's replaced that and that's all they had, I think. So that should work. Anyways, whenever we get to that part of it to get the electric start going again. But today we're going to get the carburetor mounted, the linkages back on, and then run that new tube up into the air filter guy, which needs to be remounted, and it mounts onto these. Now, I know when this was running, and I don't exactly remember the number, but the oil pressure was, get in there, oil pressure gauge there, it was extremely low, and this one looks like it's gonna need a new amp gauge. It's all wet in there. That's not good. Stupid thing's leaking. That'll be junk. Looks like they both need done, so I'll have to get those when we get to that part of it. Could do with a new steering wheel, but I love the old, you know, just about falling apart look of it, right? I don't want to try to stray away from that old look too much. I got a lead on some tires. They're not the original single rib tires, but I think into this model they would have been these 3 ribs anyways, because this is a 44 2N, not a 41 or whatever it was 9N that I thought it was. So but anyways, we need to make that crank handle too. We gotta maybe do it first, so while we're working on the carburetor, that thing's cooling down. So then we got to get our, we got to make the fuel line too. Oh, fun stuff. That's the one part I'm kind of nervous about, is that, because once I get her mounted in there and get that thing tight and then get in the right position, and I guess it's best to kind of come out a bit and then turn. You know, you could do like a cool spiral if you want it down and then put it on. It'd leave you like an extra, you know, couple 100 millimeters of gas in the line. But I know the factory ones, they kind of come out and they just do like a big curve kind of down. They weren't too cool on that. But the stuff I'm going to use, I'm just going to have to mostly shape it by hand, I think, as best I can. I mean, I could bring it out and use my bender and just do like a quick bend down, but we'll see what we come out with. Anyways, let's get you guys a tripod, and we'll get some that emery paper and get this cleaned up, at least get the carburetor mounted. Hopefully everything's all right up in there. Kind of wonder how that works, you know. I guess that has to have a good vacuum to suck the air, drag your fuel up, and then in to fire. So gotta tighten those plugs up too. Lots to do. Let's get a tripod and we'll get going here. Okay, so there's the original. We built a little bit too small of a bar, so there's the other one, and that's apparently the size that they made these out of. So I'm going to shorten up a little bit where the bend was, about 3 inches or so maybe. Then we have to 90 it and then 90 it again to the handle. I don't know this length though, because you got to think the shorter you make that, so if it 90'd here, it's going to be a lot harder to crank it. This gives you a little more leverage, but I'm not sure the length though. I should maybe look that up quickly. So after that bend, how far do you go up here till you start the handle, actual grippy handle end? I don't know. I'm gonna have to look it up. Well, they've got one here on Steiner, 50 bucks. And that's it there. It's got a nice spinny handle on it though, but they give you a dimension from that to the first bend, and funny enough, I just kind of measured it up into the tractor. That's what I did with this other one too. It says 13 1/4 to first bend. Okay. So that one, we did about 15 1/4 to the first bend, which is a little bit too long. This one, if I can get her here, we did 12 and a little bit more than a half, so that's pretty close. So I'm going to measure this at that 13 1/4. I'll start that bend, I guess, there. Okay. So that's 13 1/4. I would say that's a little less than half, and then to the end. So our first bend and then the second bend. I think we're fairly close with what we got here. Let's see. There'd be a way to figure this out, and I could probably do it with a tape measure. Okay. So that on the picture measures at 2 inch, so it's half the size of that. So we had 13 1/4. So I'll show you how to, if you're not good at math, I'll show you how to do that. You could use your phone, of course, but if you go, so you're 13 1/4, take your tape measure and bend it to that, and then squish her down a bit, and we've got about 7 3/4 roughly. Is that right? I'll make it 7 maybe. 7. Okay. So first bend there. Let's do that first bend, and then we'll measure it up after that, and then do the 7 inch. Now, just do for fun, what did we make this one? Well, we're about 8 inches or so, so we're a little bit long there, but we'll do a bend first, and then do the other bend after. All right, I think we got her kind of where we want her, roughly. Gotta bend it on the second line. Trying to get rid of that line with it. Marked up that pretty good. We got our square here to test, if I can, when I get that bent, for squareness. Just, fairly close. So we'll try not to set fire to the workbench. That is actually something that I have not put in here yet that I really need to, is a fire extinguisher. Safety glasses, of course. I'm not going to really smoke her too hot here. I'll just get her nice and red. This is a 5/8 rod. gas off for a moment there. And we'll measure our handle now. I think we said 7 inches, right? Half of roughly 14 would be 7. Something like that. Okay, so markers on the table. Markers on the table. So we'll measure up roughly 7 inches. 7. That's where our next bend will be, and it's got to go out the other way. So far we are looking good. So we've got to bend it towards you guys. I was going to actually bend it the other way. I'm like, nope, that's not right. So yeah, that should work. Okay, let me grab the hot wrench. Heated wrench. I love these things. Fired up here. You guys in the thing here? Pretty much, huh? Pretty much. Right there. Just a fair bit more. Beauty. Shut off the money. All right, we'll let that sit there and cool himself off a little bit. We'll get working on the carburetor and well, all that other stuff. All right, well, we'll start with the wire brush here. We just want this to be fairly clean here, right? Got a little bit of junk off there, but not a lot. Really. It's pretty rough feeling though. That's what the sealer's for, I guess. Oh, there's some junk coming off of there now. Because an air leak will make it run like a... you know what? And you'll be like, what is wrong with this thing? I need a block of wood with this stuff on it, maybe. Getting quite a bit off, though. Well, it feels better already. Right there. Ooh. I dropped it. I dropped it. Now, I can't probably get under there to see it, so I am going to do... Oh, this might not work either. reverse picture. Whoop, picture of me. Sweet. So bright it's hard to see. Well, guess what? The only thing I can do is just keep cleaning it here. I think I need some new stuff. Got some different stuff here. Whew. Not sure what that is I'm taking off of there, but she's definitely feeling smoother on the back. Needs some more of those. Oh, that's feeling much nicer, much nicer. Okay, let's give her a brake cleaning. Pretty, I think, happy with that. Just to say we did, we'll give her another shot with the paper. Get a nice clean spot here. Like TSC would be closed now. Nothing around here is open. I'm sure it's the same where you guys live. Everything's closed, so we really got to make do with what we got for right now. That's for sure. Even our Amazon here said they're closing down any normal orders and only shipping supplies to do with medical stuff. I'm like, wow. Still getting stuff off of there, but it feels pretty good now there. Gonna maybe see if I can just pop underneath here and look at that. Don't know whether it can or not, but I'm not that flexible anymore. Well, that's pretty nice. Could use a little bit more around the one side though. Over in here. I don't know if it's some kind of gasket sealer that they used way back, but I'm going to run down actually and get some coarser paper. All right, we're hitting it with some 80 grit. That's got some more gunk off her. Oh yeah, that's what I'm talking about. So we'll go from an 80 down to maybe a 180 right now. I think we got her now. Still stuff coming off there, but I think part of that's the aluminum now, or the whatever they cast this cast iron. Sorry, not aluminum. Ha! Where's aluminum back in these days? Actually, you know what? That's funny that I say that. One of these couple of years here, they didn't have enough steel, so they used aluminum for the hoods. It's a rare one, believe it or not. Okay, not getting a whole lot out there now, and it's actually starting to turn color. Kind of hard to see on camera, but it's starting to go black, so that must be got through to the good stuff. Yeah, that stuff will seal up the rest of that. Okay, let's give her another swipe off of here with some brake cleaner. If I can find clean spot. Oh yeah, I can feel that's pretty good now. Lovely smooth. All right. Well, let's go get our carburetor and the rest of that paraphernalia, and we'll get her going here. All right, we got the gasket on here on this thing, and I got some of that gasket sealer stuff on there that I like. It works good. And these are lock nuts, so we don't need a lock washing guy, which is good. It doesn't quite fit on that perfectly nice, but it's pretty close, I guess. Now I did Loctite those studs into the carburetor. There, let's leave her like that and see if it'll run. It probably would. Silly as it is. Alright, now we gotta get in here and try to tighten this thing, even though it's so tight. Get in here with this big alternator, sorry, the big alternator that's sitting there. It is kind of a tight fit, and then short little throws too there. Now, for some reason, and I don't know why, they gave me two extra gaskets for this thing. I don't know if I'm supposed to use them or if they're spares in case this had to come off. They give you a spare, which is super nice of them, but I can make gaskets pretty easily. I've done that for many things before. Head gaskets a little hard though, but oh, you cornholer. Darn cornhole for cornflakes. Sure, there's a torque spec on this, but I'm going to do 29 build-pounds torque. Holy jumping, it's tight getting in there. Just when you start to see the stuff oozing out. That's what I would say. That's probably pretty good. Alright, that stuff will kind of gum up. It's pretty good stuff. It'll gum up and turn into like a silicone sort of stuff. So we will now work on this air breather, I guess, here. Get that fella remounted. Alright, I probably shouldn't maybe mount this guy right on here. Super solid. Quite yet. Is that right there, I wonder? I guess so. That should stay there, and that's for the choke lever. Which, they've got some kind of weird rubber hose on it there. I need to take that off because it doesn't reach the choke. That linkage doesn't reach now, but I'm thinking getting up in there to tighten that tube on might suck, so I'm gonna go grab it now too. Tube. Ah, the chromeness is just not right. Oh man. Oh well. We'll figure it out. So now that has to be going this way. There we go. Okay, so I can probably work on this. I'll get the little rubber hose guy adapted here to it. I don't even know if you guys can see what I'm doing here. I'm sorry if you can't. Get on there, you stinker. Should use some kind of lube, but I don't really want to put anything on it that might degrade the hose, you know. So let's see what we can do here. Spit might work, although I don't have much right now. Oh, geez. Silly thing. I need a hose spreader. There we go. Spit works. Believe it or not. Spit is grimy. My fingers don't want to work. These, I think, are like an original type of clamp for this apparatus. So that's awesome. And somewhere I brought a screwdriver out here, because of course it's just not quite large enough. So yeah, this this situation we're going through here, because I've, you know, 42 years I've been here. I've never gone through anything like this before. It's really strange. Okay, somewhere about there. That should hold it. And this guy needs to go on there. I should get another clamp ready here though. This tube thing I got from a place called Gen Sales, and they have bags that you can't open. Holy crap! Rah! Gen Sales. It's in the States, of course. I think it's Minnesota is where they're from. I think. I can't really remember now. And they do some Ford parts, of course, which is good because I needed some. Alright, now if we get this mounted up here. Oh, and I still have to put the oil on this thing. Am I going to be able to get that one tight? Probably not. Probably not. As long as we're kind of in that area, I can probably swing it around. We'll lube her up with some spit stuff. Sorry, and boy, I need this on the bench. This would have been a lot easier. Oh, come on. There you go. I'll get that in there nice and tight. That's probably pretty close. Let's give her a trial fit here. What's just in the thing there, maybe. Oh yeah, that'll do. Once we get that feller tightened down, she's pretty much bang right on there. We can adjust that, I think, a little bit. That'll be perfect. Right about there. Okay, let's grab. Let's drop it. Let's drop it. Yeah, we'll try that. Worst comes to worst, I can take it off again. Now you want to make sure you get your clamps right. So we want the dewies to hang down. And I'm going to have to open this up some more. Still people out driving. It is a heck of a lot less than it was, though, let me tell you. Trying to get her on there a little more, but she just ain't cooperating. That'll do. Yeah, I still got to put oil in this oil bath system here. Haven't done that yet. So I got some nice clean oil for it. This thing was sure dirty. Whew. Terrible. Okay, so now we can work on this end here. We need another, trying to coagulate some spit. Another clamp out here. Nice little baggies if you need a little baggies. I'm good though, but. Alright, we'll spread this guy open. Yes, hopefully you guys are all safe. Nobody's getting sick, but because there's a lot of people that have been. Wow-wee. It's kind of scary. Alright, we'll lube her up. Put our clamps on. Now this is going to sit this way, so we want that clamp that way. Well, that one went on a lot nicer. Now I don't know how much I need here yet. But while we're here with the clamps, put the final one on too. Nothing like clamps. Now today I don't know if we're going to get to starting this up, because I've still got to do all the fuel line. We'll see, maybe we'll do another day. Part 2. Okay, so that one there, and that one there. That can stay there, I guess. Alright, let's see if we can get her in here now. Down there, and up there, and up through there. Those hang on there. Man, that's in there. Alright, I can't remember taking this off of here now, but I kind of don't think there was any washers or lock washers. I don't think there's room on the front stud here anyway, so I probably should put on a bit of Loctite though, maybe. Maybe I'll get some of that. Okay, just before we get her too complicated here and get that pipe all in there and stuff, let's try to hook up this linkage. So that's the choke. And these things are cool, they just pull open. Doesn't hold by much, but then we'll check the. It's not quite right, but it's working. I'll check that with you in a second there, though. And the other one for the throttle, the governor here, is right there. It's got a little bit of a bend in it too. I don't know if it's supposed to be bent or not. So let's see here. Yeah, seems to be working. Comes right down, but the choke here is I'm not sure if I really like. I got that thing pulled off. I mean, you only hold it and then it. Boy, there's not much holding that. You pretty much don't want to pull it too far, or you'll pull that out, and then because you're actually pulling the spring, the ball thing there right now. So that's like you pull it till you feel the tension, and that's your full choke. Now, when I'm trying to start this by cranking it, I'm gonna have to figure out something to hold that on until it gets a bit of fuel snuffed up into there, because that's gonna be the problem, is trying to hold that on. Because it's not really gonna stay there. It's got some choke on there that might stay. I don't think there's not much to this, and there's no real adjustment. It's probably not even the right choke knob for it, but anyways, I don't know. Okay, well, while we're here, we'll hook up this tube. All right, let's get her going. Oh, this is gonna be a problem here now. Good thing I didn't screw that on yet. this is gonna be the problem. I might have to take this carburetor off again. Maybe. Oh no. I think I did her backwards, boys. Because that won't kind of go in there now. So that needs to go up under the hood. Unless I can squeak her in. Darn close. Oh, I think we got her. We're there. We're there. Oh, that's perfect. I like it a lot. Now, I wish there was a little bit of a ridge on the carburetor itself here to hold. Now, these I'm gonna just, well, I can actually probably get them there. Let's get them snugged up first here. Get her down in there tighter. Something like that. Think she'll run on this Chinese carburetor? I don't know. I don't know. Okay, I got a problem here now. Take this thing right out. Come on, you dink. Oh, you're so close. Why won't you just skip around that corner? Maybe I can trick it. I tricked it. Now, we don't have any gap, I don't think, in that tube, the rubber tube here. Oh, somewhere there should do if I can get her back down. Something right there should work. Whew, it's a wrestling match. We got her though. These tubes would probably sun rot out. No doubt. 29 foot-pounds of build torque. Alright, that is good. I'm pretty happy with that. Now we got to mount on this fella up here. Alright, I'm going to just throw on a little bit of Loctite on each of these guys here. Just to give her a little bit of a holding strength. And there's our nuts. One nut will do ya, 2 nuts are better. I don't know where all this oil's come from on top of the engine. I guess out of this gearbox for the steering. It's probably junk too, but you know what, for as much as I'm going to be actually driving this thing, it should be fine. It's good to top her up every once in a while anyways, right? So we'll get a little bit of an extension. Oh, this trailer thing is hard on the butt. Oh man, that's a 1/2 inch socket I put in. Okay, we'll just go to the 1/2 inch. Okay. I'd love to get it running today, actually. But yeah, the oil pressure was pretty low on it when we saw it running there. That could be a lot of things. There's a screen down underneath. Could be bunged up. It could be the little relief feller on the front of the engine somewhere. I haven't found it yet. we'll do all that maybe when we get the hood off, be a little bit easier. Could be a bad gauge, could be a bad pump, which would really suck because they're expensive. But there's tricks and stuff you can do, but they say to try a thicker oil first, but I want to change it and change the filter and then see where it sits, and I'll have to probably put a new gauge in anyways, but pretty rough looking. And she's going to need some wire, and oh boy. Okay, well, I guess next on here would be put the fuel settlement bowl in. That would be our next job. So let's get that going. I got some thread dope here to put on the threads for that guy. And you could probably just use Teflon tape, but I like this kind of stuff. It works pretty good. It smells good too. Anyways, let's get that going. Okay, I shouldn't need to put the line on first. I think I should be able to just slap this fella in here. So I'm going to go on the other side here. I got you on the same side you were just on. Oh, hard on the button. Okay. Hi. Hopefully the tank's alright. It didn't look terrible bad inside, but regardless, I still have to just get this thing going so I can get it off my trailer, right? So I'm just going to put a little bit of thread dope on this. A couple little strings. And it'll string itself around when she starts going in. So up in the tank we go. Alright, just getting snug. Oh, come on, you fit in there. What the heck? There. It's tight. Probably a metric. I got an 11/16 here, that's probably metric. Okay, I almost think I got her enough there. Don't want to go too much more, I don't think. Oh, that is going to be tight there, though. It's going to have to go and have a little bend in her, maybe. I don't know if I want to try going any more. Gotta go a lot more of that. I don't want to strip her. Now, I'm trying to think where that carburetor is. I wonder if it'd be better to do here and do a turn and then go up and over and then down. That would leave our valve like at the front of the tractor, which makes it kind of dangerous. Try to get another. Oh boy. A little bit there. I think, you know what, I'm going to leave it there. I can come and turn a bit and then down, because that's going to make it real interesting, I think. She's definitely tight. Alright, well, we'll say that's in, and should be good, hopefully. Well, I don't have new plugs for this thing. I don't think I can get any right now. So I'm going to try to get in here and just tighten these down, if it'll allow me to get in on this one. Oh, come on. You silly turd. Where are you? Oh my goodness, it's not going to let me, is it? So, I think that's why I used the wrench on it, so let me grab the wrench. Okay, I think I can get in here. I pulled that governor lever off too. Doesn't give you much, but gives you a little bit. And we'll just plunk that guy back on there. It should be there. And now on there. I should be able to get on these. I'll just snug them up. I should have got some spark plugs before all the zombie apocalypse started here, I think. But I don't think any of those are actually even ever tightened the way they should have been. It feels to me like I'm compressing all the there. Compressing all the washers in there. Sort of what it felt like. Okay, gotta get this feller on there. So yes, I don't think today we're gonna get this started up for you, unfortunately, because I'm gonna have to do these cables, because I need to have that all hooked up while it's running for when it's running, even though I'm not gonna start it with the starter. Those are all back on anyways. Okay. Well, we'll put this linkage back together here. That just lifts up, and then on the ball. Get on the ball. That's actually your throttle linkage there. And this is charge wires. It's not heavy enough, and it definitely shouldn't be resting on there. Gosh. Just get her ready, get her going. We gotta do this right? So, okay, let's make a fuel line now. So we're gonna have to come. Let me get up here. Pull this positive back up through here. Okay. So yeah, we're gonna have to come through, then up over this pretty tight here, but and then come back around, and then down to the carburetor. Should be awesome. So I guess what I'll do maybe is make the one for that shut off, flare that one, and then we will hook that over here and run it through. Get a rough idea how much hose we're gonna need here. Okay, so this guy is cool now. Some slag on him, it's alright. That should work. Give her a shot thereafter, but there's the line we're going to use, and this is nickel copper brake line. It's got copper and nickel in it, so it shouldn't rust ever. Copper and nickel, it shouldn't ever rust. Alright, so we'll dig out this end here. Don't cut your face off there, bud. I guess I could just peel all the plastic off of this thing. Wow, they got her wrapped real good. Super real good anyways. Just like Christmas. Oh my goodness, deep shrink in the middle. I can't handle all this packaging. Too much packaging. This stuff should be fairly soft, which is good. There she is. So that's a good place to start, I guess, for the line. We have to, well, we should probably start on the outside, I guess. Yeah, it bends real nice. Okay, so the very first thing we're going to do is check the end. We got a nice clean end there. You might want to run one of these little guys just in the end to make sure. It's a reamer. Make sure you put your fitting on. Oh no! Well, that's not good. That's too big. That fitting's too small. What did I bring with me? Oh no! Oh darn it! What's going on here? Okay, looks like I screwed up. I don't know, I guess I must have been doing some reading and they use 5/16 line, but now the carburetor uses that size, which is a 1/4 inch. There's a 1/4 inch piece there. I do have some. And that's what I need to make, is the flare for that guy. These are what's on the tractor now. Now, let's pull this old carburetor in here. Is that float, or not float, the shut off there, the sediment bowl is still the same size. Now this should thread in here. Or not. Interesting, that's even smaller. Okay. Which means it's probably this guy that threaded into here. Then it goes to the 1/4 inch line. Yeah, that looks about right. Okay. I guess we're right. I don't know, I don't understand why, but we're going from basically 2 sizes up from the nice big 5/16 down to this 1/4 inch line here. That's quite a reduction in flow capacity there, but that's what we got to do. That's what we got to do. So now we need to, I've got some here. To ream out this end a little bit here, because when you cut this stuff it does tend to ream up a bit. Not too bad. Now, funny thing is there's not many threads in there at all, like 1, 2, 3 maybe in that little fitting. Gosh, that doesn't seem like it's going to flow enough fuel to me. Seems awful small, but that's what it came with. This fitting is what it came with, so okay. Now though, I'm not sure exactly if that's a single flare or a double flare. I'm gonna have to do one here because I can't remember, but we'll put our fitting on anyways. Try to get this a little straighter. It's hard when it's short like that, but big kinks in it or anything. Okay, so what we need here is this guy. And that's what holds the pipe. So we got the 3/16 1/4, 5/16. Sorry, it was 1 size out. I thought it was 2 sizes out. 3/8 and then the big 1/2 inch. So put that feller in there. And let's get you a bit closer here. Okay, so how do we do this? I've done a few of these, not a whole lot. What you want to do is get that in there and get it started. Just kind of hold it. It's way too high, I know, but we have to mark it, and there's a little measurement gauge on this guy here, so you put that down. Whoop, not right out. And you get her about the same height as that little thing there. We want to tighten that guy down. Let's grab a wrench for that. That should be 1/2 inch. That right. We'll take her. And we tighten the jaws on this guy. Now I know brake fittings I've always done the double flares, but with this I'm not sure. Just bottom that feller, whoop. Bottom this fella right out. Good. Alright, and then this guy goes on in there, kind of thing, and then you get another big tool here, which is your press. Now this is going to push with the little cone thing into there. And you can't see the magic happening, unfortunately, until you pull it off after. Basically, you compress this thing right flat down. And hopefully, that is good enough. Oh my goodness. So now sometimes it's hard to get these things out of here. Might just come right out. Sometimes you gotta use a pair of pliers though, because you can't really grip it. As long as it spins, that's a good sign. So let's grab a little pair of pliers. Oh, that didn't come out too nice. It got kind of mushroomed, so we'll have to try that again. Yeah, I don't really like that one. That didn't come out too nice. Okay, failure on the first one, and sometimes that happens. I might have squished it maybe a little bit too hard. But I don't like that one, so we'll cut that off and start again. Okay, start again. This guy in there. Somewhere in that neighborhood, and we'll tighten down on here again. Sometimes this copper nickel stuff is, you think it'd be easy to bend it, but sometimes it mushes it too hard. Okay. So, put that guy back down in there. Should go right there. Guy down in there. Should be all right. Try that. Oh, it's still mushroom. Okay. So what I'm going to try is doing the double flare here now. So you basically just put this guy right in here like this. Maybe I'm not getting it quite straight in there or something. I'm not sure. Basically mushes it out to the shape of that. Yeah, that's not too bad. That might seal there. Let's see here. It kind of re-mushroomed. I probably could have done that with the other one too, but I think that'll work. Now, I'm not 100% sure if that's the right flare for in there though. That's the thing, right? Well, that's like a brake fitting flare. Let's see here now. Yeah, that should work. She'll squish in, I'm sure. Pretty handy tool, this one. And you bring that up, and then that should tighten in and kind of mush itself tight, hopefully, and not leak, hopefully. It's not the greatest looking flare, but we'll go and try her and see what happens. Alright, so we'll get this stuff through here. I'll straighten this line out a bit. Kind of stuff her through. See kind of where we are thinking we need to go kind of with it. Pretty darn good there, really. Now, so you gotta stay there while we screw that fella in, just to see where things are gonna sit on the other side here. Okay. Where'd you go, bud? Oh, there you are. Oh, I really need someone holding that other side. It's putting a lot of torque on it. Oh, come on. It looked easier in the book. There we go. I think we got her started. It's hard though with all this weight sitting on here. Yeah, it feels pretty good there. So we'll go up a little bit more maybe. I've got some room, but I've got that throttle shaft there as well. So we'll get this snug down here. Shouldn't have to Teflon these. Probably when I finally put it together and get our line all ready here, I'll probably yeah, it feels pretty good. I'll probably put some thread locker or thread dope on that. Okay, let's go to the other side and have a look-see here. All right, we're not far out here. I don't really sort of like exactly where it's coming through there, but we're fairly close when we're coming down here to the carburetor, so we're not far out. Not far out. But let's get it above there. I kind of think I should come above this line here and rest it, not rest it on there, but come straight through so it's further away from the intake here. So, or sorry, the exhaust there. I don't want it too close to that. So we can leave room for that. We'll leave a bit extra there. And bring this down, and that should come straight down and in there, I believe. Okay, so I'm going to leave a little extra here. I'm going to cut this off now because it's putting a lot of torque on that other fitting. I'm going to cut it off maybe somewhere down in here. I can always cut a little more off if we have to. It's hard to add more to these though, right? I have to start right from scratch basically, make a new one. Okay, let's get the weight off of this thing here. If it'll allow me to spin this in here. Might not. Come out more. Sorry. We're cutting her though. There we go. Alright, so yes, we got some extra, so I'm going to go take that side out over here again and feed it over the top. Okay, I got her kind of shaped here. It's off a little bit, but a little bit of tweaking here and there wouldn't be bad. And we'll get her down here onto the feller there. It's got a pretty much... Yeah, I'm about the middle up there. I don't know if you can see that. I'm about the middle up here now, so that's not bad. Got her going this way a little bit though for some reason. That might flare in there pretty good now. Okay. Well, let's sort of see if we can get this kind of marked here. Where we want to start this flare. That pretty much doesn't go any deeper than that, which has got me a little concerned with leaking there, but doesn't seem to go too deep there. We start the flare about there maybe. And I've got some to play with up and down. You know, if I go a little bit higher, I can always bend it and move it out of the way or whatever. It's nice stuff to bend, right? She's a good bender. Alright, I didn't crank down that other side too hard, so it's not fully seated, we'll say yet, but we'll get that off. And you're going to lose a little bit of pipe there, but I'd rather lose a bit than, you know, not have enough, right? But we could have done that. Well, I didn't want to put too much torque on that fitting up there. It was kind of... So anyways, I'll go in and make these. You've kind of seen how we did the first one there. I'll go in and make this, and then we'll get her out here and hook her up. Well, there she is. That goes through in a little bit of a turn. Normally that would have been straight, but I didn't want to crank it anymore. Probably went too much anyways, but there's that end there. Hopefully it's all good. So I got to put this end in first, I guess, into the carburetor here, and I'm going to put a bit of thread dope on this guy here. Alright, just a tiny little bit of thread dope. Could probably get away with just some Teflon there, but this stuff's meant for this stuff, right? So just get a tiny smidgen bit there. And that'll wick itself around once we start threading her in there. Oh yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Of course, this is a metric, this thing here. 13 mil. Why am I always dropping things? Okay, I think that's probably good there. I don't think I want to go much more with that. About there. And our line, now, which end was which? That's the one there that comes straight through. Okay, so I'm going to put this guy on first. Hopefully this doesn't leak. I got a pretty good flare onto there. I think it should be hopefully alright. I'll just put a little bit of dope on this guy too. And thread dope also helps it from corroding too, right? That's also what it's good for. Alrighty, here we go. Well, she's not perfect here. But it's going on anyways. We might have to, oh, what do I do with my other wrench? There it is. Well, that's not the right one. Oh, bother. What did I do with my little wrench? I don't know what I did with it. It's just a tiny little one. Oh well, I got my little wrench here. Okay, I'll just snug that after. And go through and I'll get the other side hooked on. Oh, of course I left the wrench over here. Right where I left it. Okay, this is gonna be tricky. That'll wick around a bit. Okay, fun stuff, here we go. It doesn't look like it's even lined up. Try to find out where it's gonna thread in here. Come on. This one sucked before too, trying to get it in here. Oh, I think we got her. Got her lit up. I think we got her lit up. So we're gonna try a leak test as well here and see if we got any leaks. I'll just put a little bit of fuel in her. If this ever bottoms out here, my goodness. There. Okay, that should be good. I don't want to crank it on too hard. That's actually not terrible bad where it's sitting there. It's not perfect, but that throttle thing is right in the way. I wouldn't think you'd go under that because then you'd be getting closer to that the heat source there. You'd be best to be away from it. But okay, let's go to the other side and crank that one on. Alright, this one won't take much. It's probably there anyways. Yeah, I'd say that's probably pretty good. Alright, we got a bit of a crappy bend there, but she's pretty good, I think. I think we'll be alright. Hopefully it doesn't leak. That is, I guess, the next big test here. There is a drain valve. I can drain the fuel out after if I wanted to. Make sure it's coming into the carburetor there, I guess would be a good thing too. Oh, you know what else we gotta do? Ooh, better do that now before I forget. We gotta put our oil in there. Alright, so this little cup undoes here. And then in the bottom here, oil level must be flush with top of center peak, so this guy here. So we got to put some oil in there, way down here. And this is just some 1030. It's really all I've got right now. I'm sure it should be alright. It should be maybe a bit thicker, but yeah, it's fairly thick, that stuff. Ooh. It's probably too much. But we're there. Okay. We're there. So let's go back up here. And that's it. She's installed. Awesome. Okay. I'm going to grab a bit of gas. I'll put some gas in her here and see if we got any leaks. Hopefully I see no dripping, because that'll mean I'll have to make a new line. All right, I've got a whole bunch of gas with us here, but we should have enough to see if it leaks. So I'll just dump all this in. There's not much in here. So not much is going to leak out there. It is leaking. I bet you it's going to leak. And this tank, I don't know what shape it's in. It's probably fine. We'll find out once we get it off, the hood off. It comes off with the hood. So I'm going to take all that off again under there. Let's see here. Now, anybody got a match? I can look down here and see how much we got in there. Well, there should be enough to see it leaking. Let's get down here to the valve, the bowl, and see what's going on. Well, no leak from up here yet. That's good. I like that. And this is tight. That's good. Well, let's open her up here. That's pretty floppy, isn't it? Oh, that needs tightening, that's why. Might have to Loctite that little guy on even. I don't know if my little steel screwdriver will tighten this or not. It's pretty micro. Oh yeah, it fits. It's a little better. A little more better. Okay, let's zoom you in here a bit and we'll see if we can see the flowage. Oh, I see dripping. I don't know if I got enough. Oh, there she comes. She'll be into the reserve, I would imagine, there now, so we'll open her right up. It's going to take a minute to settle in there. Oh, that's not flowing very fast either, is it? Holy. Probably because there's not much in there. Alright, let's fill that guy up. Let's go to the carburetor now. Yep, I already got a leak. Already got a leak right at that guy there. And I can just see it starting to drip. And I don't know if I like that fitting or not. Okay, I'm gonna let that sit there a minute. I'm gonna go get a towel. Took my other towel in, and we'll see if it stops. Alright, I think we might have got it stopped. Just not quite tight enough yet, I guess. And it's not dripping anywhere else yet, which was good. Oh, that's not a super tight fit there on that guy there, but that should seal itself up there with that dope. Now, what's going on up here? Do we got a leak up top here? Well, I think it looks good. I don't see any dripping there at all. You know, it doesn't want to focus on there for you. I think we're all right there. Oh, maybe it is dripping a little bit. Okay, so I'm gonna have to crank that down a bit. Well, there's a bit of wetness there, but you know what? It's not coming, I don't think, from that fitting. It's coming from around this guy here. It's almost like he's not tight enough. So I don't think it's coming out of that fitting. Yeah, it's kind of weeping out of this guy. I'm gonna let that sit there a minute. I just cranked that on a little more. So that should be lots tight. And if it's got another drip there, I might have to pull that off and see what's going on with that gasket under there. But I think the rest of her is now good. It's not, well, maybe it is a bit wet there. Get this a little more. Oh, wrong way. It's only aluminum, so I don't want to crank it on too hard. Yeah, it's still dripping out of this gasket here, so that's not too good. Now, we might just eventually soak all that up, but I think I'm gonna have to pull this off here and see what's going on. Because something's not right. Okay, I'm gonna dump this back into the top here. That's good. There's no chips in the glass. Everything looks good with that. Everything looks like it's sealed up alright with this. Looks alright. Doesn't look like it's just barely missing. But I mean, it's there. Well. I don't know what to say with that. Might be even worse now. Now let's try her again. Oh, it's not even flowing now. What? What's up with that? Oh, I know why, because the carburetor's full. If I bring this, so if I actually open the carburetor bowl up, this will start flowing again. But yeah, that's why, because it's got a bit of a vapor lock there, if you know what I mean. Like it's already filled that line in the whole bowl of the carburetor. So if we go and open that bowl, like I want to see if there's fuel there, make sure it's got down into the bottom of the carburetor there. This will likely start to flow again here once that gets some air down that side. Well, that's good though, because that means that none of these are leaking, sucking air in. So I like that. But okay, well, let's go see if we got it coming to the bottom of the carburetor. Okay, this is going to be hard to get you down here, but of course the drain is on the bottom of the carburetor here. If I can get myself in the right position here. Let's see if it's going to drip out the bottom here. I don't know if you'll be able to see the drips or not, but oh, it's dripping. Yeah, and let's open that up a bit more. It's starting to drip in the bowl up there now, so that's good. Yeah, it's starting to drip in that bowl. Really don't want to open this right up. Oh, she's really dripping good now. Okay, I'm just going to put that towel down there to soak that. And she should be... Well, it's not dripping too fast into that bowl up there yet, but once that gets running, I think it would. Alright, close that guy off. Now I got gas all over me. My wife's gonna kill me. Killed any coronavirus on my skin, I bet. Just dip yourself in gas. Alright, leave that a minute and see if I get a drip there. And by George, I think we got her ready to run, other than the electronic stuff, as in the cables and stuff. So we gotta do all that yet. But that should be good. I'll let her sit there and see if I find any more leaks. Alright, a few more parts. Awesome. I don't see any more leaks. Everything's dry there. Well, she's a little moisture there, but That might be all right there. I don't see any drips on the bottom of that bowl, so that's good. It's not really started to go again yet, I guess, but I think hopefully it's all right. It'll probably swell that gasket up anyways and bung her out. But now we got to do that starter, not today though. And to get that out, I think we're gonna. Ooh, I hope I don't have to pull this guy out of here. The little drain valve there, because it's probably hasn't been open forever. I really don't want to have to drain the block out just to get the starter in. But I know these bolts only thread in about that far. They're not too much. So I think once we get those loose, you got to watch the whole thing doesn't fall apart on you. This will all come apart. This cap, and then down in here I think it is somewhere that splits. But I think what I'm going to do next actually is, well, not today but another day, soon, is we'll do our cables here. This one's a bit too long anyhow. It should be a bit shorter, so that's definitely not the right cable. But whoever did them, they did go big with that, which is kind of impressive. And I'm gonna have to clean up this switch. I might even pop that switch out of there, give it a good cleaning, and clean all this out of here, because you could technically get, you know, that hooks right to the battery. That, I don't know, it could get a bzz right through. It could just drain your battery out enough too, right? But maybe that's why that started the fryer, started the fryer on it. Sounds right. That's where you fill her up there, and a little breather that'll mean I'll need cleaned. Your filter's in here. It's just a little guy. Of course, it keeps that full of oil when it's. I guess you could drain it out the bottom here if you wanted to at this little tube. Yeah, but so far it might still do a bit of leak in here, but I won't know until we get it going. But I want to actually see if this thing will crank over with this new handle we did today. Let's make sure that's in the off position, because this is how I'm going to start it whenever we get to starting it here. So let's slap you in there, and we'll see. This will turn over a little more better. A little more better. There we go. I'm going to cut this handle a bit shorter, but that's way more better. To me, it sounds like that starter's engaged. I don't know. It sounds like that starter's spinning too there. I wonder if it's like not disengaged out of the... Oh boy. Let's see here. Oh, it's definitely spinning. That's not good. Okay, let's go over here for a sec. I'm going to put your ear right to there. And let's turn this over slowly here. I can feel it turning. That's probably not a good thing. Which means that Bendix in there is stuck into the flywheel. Probably because when I was cranking it the other day there, it didn't spin it off when the engine starts. That's what it's supposed to do. So that might make a funny noise when this engine starts. I guarantee you this guy, when I bought this thing, he already had it running there. I guarantee you he didn't start it with this. I guarantee you he pulled it with something. Started it with that. But anyways, another day. When that handle feels like it works better, she's not all bent to HE double hockey stick, so. But you could hear that, eh? Let's crank it again here. Let's give her another one. Definitely a problem there. Alright, well, we'll deal with that when we get to it. Ah, yeah, so we're going to need the battery hooked onto this, because it's not a... it's a battery ignition. It's not a magneto like the other tractor, but we can work on that another day, because I am just about done for today. Had enough. Oh well, we got her ready. We got her to the point where we can do the electronics coming up. and that'll be awesome. We have to make the one cable and crimp the end on, because it's it didn't have one that was like this style with the two ends. All they had was the battery and then the one end. So I have to shorten it a bit and crimp on a new end. But anyways, there we go. Sweet. So that's it for me today. Thanks again for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed that. It wasn't too long and boring, but hey, it gives you something to watch while you're at home. Stay home. Let this thing pass. If it's not absolutely necessary that you go out, if you have to go to work, obviously, if you're, you know, one of those ones that needs to go to work for an essential work, we'll say, then you have to go to work. But if you don't need to go out, just stay home. You don't need to go visit Grandma at the cemetery, for instance. She'll be there next month. But anyways, catch you all later. Thanks again for watching, and you guys have a good day.